Matthew, right, and John, they wrote that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. So you have people, right, who were with Jesus Christ, who wrote down what he said, and then you have 600 years later on, Marvin, who talk about Jesus Christ. So I have a question for you. Which one has a better testimony? Someone who was with Jesus Christ, or someone who came 600 years later on? No, tell me, what do you think? So I have a question for you. You also believe in the New Testament, right?
No, we believe in the gospel.
Gospel.
Okay. For me, especially for me, yeah, the gospel, yes. But I take the rule.
What do you think about Jesus Christ? What's your thought about Jesus?
I'm Muslim.
A Muslim? Okay, and what does the Quran say about like Jesus Christ?
Quran says about Jesus, Prophet Jesus, peace be upon him, and his mother. He said he's the son of Mary. That God has no children. That is something that he's created for us. All right? God is above all that. He's created the heavens of the earth. You know, people just sort of say he had children, but then they said no wife. They said married. And it's supporting with that. But I believe that there's only one God. I believe that we believe in the prophets. I think Prophet Isa says that he's a sign. And he was also made the most exemplar for the children of Israel. So for the children of Israel, we can do no better than Prophet Isa. We can do no better than him. And then but we saw what we call Prophet Muhammad.
Well, so I have a question for you. You also believe in the New Testament, right?
No, we believe in the gospel.
Gospel.
Okay. For me, especially for me, yeah, the gospel, yes. But I take the rules because there's a lot of stuff that people put right into it. So I just take the rules, like the rule, and also what's the other one? The innocent man cast the first stone. So I keep these rules because we need because I got evil. There's evil upon my body. I got evil. So I gotta keep forgiving. I gotta forgive. The Quran says it gives you the hudud, you get justice. But for us, we have to forgive. We have to forgive because we have evil in us.
Okay. So I have two questions, two last questions. Question number one. Right. When was the Quran written?
Written?
Yeah.
Put together.
Yeah.
It's put together. I'd say the second or third preceding generation. So I say by the third generation, it was put together. It came out here now. It's the same thing with Prophet Jesus, peace be upon him.
Okay.
You see in the Bible where you got it in the black and you got it in the red? Right? That's how they try to separate when God spoke to his mouth.
Oh, okay. So that was what year?
Huh?
What year was that?
What year?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
He's born around 500, 600, right?
Yeah, around that. 500, 600 years.
Okay. So now,
Yes.
and he said that Jesus Christ, right, is not the Son of God, right?
Not the Son of God. God has no son.
Okay, good. So now, you have Prophet Muhammad that says that Jesus Christ is not the Son of God around 600 AD, right? That's his testimony, right? So now, when was the gospel written?
Gospel still be. What do you mean the gospel? The Injil?
Now the
Injil. Listen, I'll tell you this right off the rip. The Quran is the sound. Like they can't touch it. People have tried to touch it and it's destroyed.
No. I'm
saying I'm going with the gospel.
Okay, gospel.
With the gospel
of John, of Mark, of Peter.
With the gospel, I'm just putting that as backward.
Okay.
With the gospels, you got it according to such and such. According to Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, right?
Yeah.
So we have Second New Testament, right? And then also at the same time, that's what we got in like the Hadith. Like what Islam is traditions, right? All right. That's what makes the Quran sign. That's why it makes it. That's the sign of the Quran. No one can touch it.
Okay.
You know, people who say like, oh, people are listening. Go ahead and try. Go ahead and try. It's destroyed many people.
So you agree that the gospel was written around the, let's say, first century, second century, like 90, like 90s. Yeah, together, like 19.
Whenever they got those Dead Sea Scrolls, that's when they translated to Greek. So some was lost already.
I was like 90s, 80s, 70s, 80s. And you have people actually who were walking Jesus Christ. It's not a second hand because you have people like John who was a disciple. So he heard what Jesus was saying. You have people as well was Matthew who was a disciple. So
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Okay, so I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere. So you have Matthew, right? He was walking with Jesus Christ. And then both of them, with two other people, Luke and Mark, they wrote what Jesus Christ said. And they said this is what the gospel. This is,
Who wrote what?
Matthew, right? And John, they wrote that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. So you have people, right, who were with Jesus Christ, who wrote down what he said, and then you have 600 years later on, Mohammed, who talk about Jesus Christ. So I have a question for you. Which one has a better testimony? Someone who was with Jesus Christ, or someone who came 600 years later on? No, tell me, what do you think?
I'm seeing you having this up.
Okay.
Came with the same message that all the other prophets came.
So
Jesus did not come down here and say, worship the Ab, my Ab, your Ab. Ab is the word for Father. He said, worship the Rab, my Rab, and your Rab. And you only have one Rab, not Ab, Rab, Lord. Worship my Lord and your Lord. We have one Lord, Rab, not Ab, Rab.
But actually, before you jump there, right, I just want to close the statement I was saying. All I was trying to say is this, right? If you have a friend right now, right, and that friend, right, is writing about you, correct? He's writing the thing that you have said, right? And then 600 years later on, someone writes something, right, about you that contradicts what your friend wrote about you. In your own eyes, who has a better testimony? Your friend that was working with you?
That's God.
So, last question. Okay, last question. What do you think about afterlife when you die? What do you think happened to you?
You're going to go up, get a record, come back down, and we're going to wait for a while, and then we're going to be raised up, we're going to be judged. It's not our book of deeds.
And do you think you're going to go to heaven or to hell?
Only Allah. The heaven and the hell belongs to Allah alone. I can't say who's going to heaven and who's going to hell.
So you don't know?
Only Allah knows. It's His.
Okay, and what are the requirements to go to heaven?
It's required to worship one God. There's no God. Don't associate no partners. He has no sons. He has no other. There's no other gods. Only one God.
So by worshiping one God that gives access to heaven, is that the requirement? What opens the door to heaven? Okay.
I didn't finish it.
Okay.
And also, you need to accept this message. You have to accept Prophet Muhammad. Muhammad, peace be upon him, was the final prophet.
So yes,
It's final prophet.
that's all. One God and follow Muhammad that gives access to heaven.
Listen, as far as we are concerned, everything else, remember those rules in the Injil? So forgive, and give as much charity as you can. All right, because we have evil on
But
us.
you just told me that you don't even know if you go to heaven.
Listen, if we go to, like I said, it belongs to Allah. You wanted a certainty down here. We can't get the certainty.
Okay. So you don't have a specific way or specific direction to go to heaven.
Listen, I'm telling you what you need to do to certify yourself, right?
But doesn't-
That's your ability. I'm not going to say that whatever written on our record, some people, they might go in and they might go back out.
So we don't. So despite what you're saying, some people can still go to hell, right? It doesn't give a certainty, correct?
How's that despite what you say?
You are saying that to go to heaven, you have to follow Muhammad and believe in one God. At the same time, you are saying that people who do that don't have the certainty. They are still not sure. It depends to God, right?
All the certainty you need is in the Quran.
So I can for believers, right? Okay, so for believers, right?
Yeah.
There's one way to go to heaven. The only way to go to heaven is you have to be free from your sin. We can't go to heaven if you have sin.
I'm trying to clarify with you. The only way you can be quote unquote free is by accepting Islam. And just do the best you can.
If you break the law, right?
Oh yeah.
If you break the law, right?
If you break the law,
You have to pay for that. God is just. God is going to
you
judge.
gotta remember this is a trial, right? This
Yeah.
is just the first part. So go ahead.
But we are all guilty.
Go ahead.
We are all guilty, right? Do you agree? Every single one has broken God's law and is guilty. That's basic.
That's why I told you about the forgiveness, right?
No. But I'm talking about God. Why God?
Allah forgives.
Why?
And He forgives, and He loves His servants to forgive.
What did He forgive? He's just. He
Allah
cannot just
forgives. Because He created us. He didn't create us to be like to be bashed down on us. He created us because He likes to show mercy to us. But we have to be obedient.
I have a
All
question
He's
for
trying
you.
to be obedient,
if right there's a law in this city, someone breaks the law and go to court, the judge cannot forgive that person. The judge has to obey by the law.
Yeah,
Same
go
thing
by,
with God. And remember,
that's judgment day.
and remember, the judge, right?
Yeah.
He's not flawless. He's biased. But God, he's not biased, Father. He's going to be on point.
You see the judges that you got over here? Whatever here? You see how like they sentence people and all that? Or whatever they do. They do justice, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now you might come up to them and be like, I got no money, he stole my whatever, he stole my this. And he said, well, I had no money, I was hungry, you know? And he said, well, he could have gotten this, he could have gotten that, he could have gotten, they put all this burden on you, say you could have gone to a food bank, whatever, you were hungry at the time, and took it. And now the judge is thinking that like, he's wondering, now this guy, he has no food, he has no nothing, all right? Should I throw the book at him viciously, or should I show mercy? Well, let's see what he did. Let's see what he was doing on the streets. Was he showing mercy on the streets? I'm using as an example. Like, is that
he didn't come to judge?
Looking at you. Yeah, the judge looking at you. They say, was he showing mercy on the streets? How is he on the streets? Was he showing mercy to poor people out there?
Oh,
you know what I mean? Then he does his justice.
He
He's like,
has
you know
to
what?
obey by the law.
Mercy given is mercy received.
But he has to obey by the law, right? There's a law. He cannot go above the law.
Forgiveness received.
Hope you were blessed. Don't forget to like and subscribe so many other people can be blessed.